Hello, Matadors. This video is a tutorial on how to enroll in math trios. So most likely, if you are required to take a math trio, that is typically determined based on your math placement. And so a math trio essentially is a set of 3 courses that are math courses that you are required to take together in one semester. They're composed of a lecture, a lab, and a supplementary instruction class. And so if you're required to take a math trio, please watch this video to learn how to enroll. So first things first, we want to access our portal. So you want to go to CSUN.edu. You're going to click on My CSUN and click on CSUN Portal. This will lead you to your page, your CSUN Portal, where you will find your checklist. Right next to your checklist, you will find Enroll in Classes. Click on that, and that will lead you to your shopping cart. Now here on your shopping cart, in order to look up classes, we need to go to the search button. It'll lead us to the class search page. Now in the class search page, you always want to make sure that the term reflects the proper term you are enrolling in. For session, it should say regular. And for subject/department, because we're looking up a math class, we are going to go to math department. Once you have selected that, all we want to do is check this box to show open classes only, so that way we are looking at classes with availability. And this box over here, this is a personal preference. I personally like to uncheck it, so that way it's a little less cluttered, but it is completely up to you. Once you have made these selections, go ahead and click on Quick Search. In this example, we are going to be enrolling in Math 141 Trio. So we first want to identify the lecture. So it's Math 141 lecture here. We're going to click on the green arrow to the left of that, and that will show us our options for the next semester. Over here, a little tip, your math trios typically are located at the bottom of these options. So as an example, I'm going to go for the very last option. What you want to do is you want to go to the detail page for that lecture. In the detail page, you want to look at the notes section down here. In the notes section, in order to identify if this is for a math trio, you want to look at the last lines here of the notes section. If it says this section is reserved for students required to take a math trio, in this example, Math 141 trio, this is what you want to see, okay, if you need a trio. And then it proceeds by giving us information about the supplementary instruction class, which is, in this example, it is Math 91S for Math 141 classes. It gives us a 5-digit number. Actually, in this example, it gives us 2 5-digit numbers for the supplementary instruction. This just means that these are the 2 compatible supplementary instruction classes that go along with the particular lecture that we're looking at. So we want to write these down, because if this one's full, then we have a backup supplementary instruction class that we can take instead, okay? So you want to make sure you write down all the 5-digit numbers. These are the class numbers for the supplementary instruction classes. This is how we can find those supplementary instruction classes. And then back here, or down here, I should say, we have the lab options. In this example, there's only one lab that happens to be compatible with this lecture, but for some lectures, there may be multiple labs that are compatible with that lecture. So in this case, we're going to write down this number here, this 5-digit number, so that way we can easily find this lab that is compatible with this lecture we're looking at. Once you have written down the class numbers for the supplementary instruction classes, as well as the lab, we are going to click on Return. There's one here at the bottom and one here at the top. You choose one of them. It'll bring us back to the class search page where we originally found the lecture. And in this example, let's pretend that this lecture happens to fit into our schedule. We are going to go ahead and first start by adding the lecture to our shopping cart. So we'll click on the plus sign to enroll. In case you missed writing down the numbers for the supplementary instruction classes and the lab, this page here gives you another opportunity to write these down, okay? You'll click Next, and just like that, we have the lecture in the shopping cart. Now, in order for the system to allow you to officially enroll in the lecture, you do have to have the supplementary instruction class, and the lab that are correspondent to this lecture together in the shopping cart. If you just try to enroll in the lecture by itself, you'll notice the system will not let you. So you must have all the courses that need to go along with the lecture in the shopping cart first in order to proceed to step 2 of 3. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and type in the first supplementary instruction class that was listed. And I'm going to click enter. It'll lead us to this page with more information about it, and we're just going to click next. And just like that, we added the supplementary instruction class, and it's right here with the lecture we originally added. So the last class we need to add right now for the trio is the lab. And we only had one for this example, right? So that's going to be 18056. We're going to click enter, and we're going to click next again. And just like that, we have the lecture, the lab, and the supplementary instruction class. This is what you want to see. Now, let's pretend that the supplementary instruction class that we had originally added, let's pretend that this was full, meaning in the status column, it gives us a blue square. If it did, the class detail page for the lecture in the notes section, it gives us 2 options of supplementary instruction classes that are compatible with this lecture. So in this case, I would go ahead and write the number for the other supplementary instruction class that was provided. And I would do the same thing. I would just click next, and just like that, I would add it to the shopping cart, and I would get rid of the supplementary instruction class that was full. But we got really lucky in this example here. We have both supplementary instruction classes available, but you will notice that they are all in the same days and times. The main differences are the locations for these classes and the professors. So once you make a choice, you just want to delete the one that you do not need. You want to make sure you have a supplementary instruction class, a lecture, and a lab, and that they're all compatible with each other. If you forget, you can just click on the lecture, and it tells us those numbers again. And you'll click next to return to the shopping cart. But now that we have all 3 courses, we can go ahead and proceed to step 2 of 3 and finish enrolling to officially enroll in our math trio. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you happen to have any further questions, please go ahead and reach out to your academic advisor. Take care.